All right, welcome everyone. This is the CSRN podcast or our weekend review. What we're going to do right now, Jody, is put together our intro video. That way people can like, share, comment, and get ready for our podcast. We'll be right back.
Good.
I must confess that
Ready for the podcast.
that dream. I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, the other thing that we've got to come to see now that many of us didn't see too well during the last 10 years, that is that racism
not guilty
is still alive in American society and much more widespread.
Broke his neck after Baltimore police.
A handful of protesters, a handful of criminals and thugs who.
Many in moments of anger, many in moments of deep bitterness, engage in riots. And as long as America postpones justice, we stand in the position of having these recurrences of violence and riots over and over again. Social justice and progress are the absolute guarantors of riot prevention.
Mr. Gray's death was a homicide.
The Negro was freed from the bondage of physical slavery.
The athletes marched onto a stage.
But at the same time, the nation refused to give him land to make that freedom meaningful. Freedom without land to cultivate. Freedom and famine at the same time.
And create jobs for our people.
The Negro is to be free. He must move down into the inner resources of his own soul and sign with a pen and ink of self-assertive manhood his own Emancipation Proclamation. But I want to get the language right tonight. I want to get the language so right that everybody here will cry out, yes, I'm black, I'm proud of it, I'm black and beautiful. Individually, we are poor when you compare us with white society in America. We are poor. Collectively, we are richer than all the nations in the world with the exception of 9. That's power right there if we know how to prove it. We begin the process of building a greater economic base. And at the same time, we are putting pressure where it really hurts. We don't have to argue with anybody. We just need to go around to these stores and to these massive industries in our country. Say, God sent us by here to say to you that you're not treating his children right. We come by here to ask you to make the first item on your agenda fair treatment where God's children are concerned. Now, if you're not prepared to do that, we do have an agenda that we must follow. Our agenda calls for withdrawing economic support from you. We mean business now, and we are determined to gain our rightful place in God's world.
All right, we are back. This is the CSRN Weekly Podcast, or our podcast weekend review, where we come to you live every week and talk about the things that we've done last week, some of the things that we're going to do in the future, and some of the things that we're working on right now. I'm Brother Washington Muhammad. I use the pronouns he and him. I'm one of the co-founders of CSRN, as well as a registered member of the Nation of Islam in Toledo. And Jody, almost 9 years ago, it wasn't me, it was Mike Leonardi and Jabril Bey. They had an idea that they were going to have something called Community Solidarity Day. And then they brought me in later on to help plan. And here we are.
Here we are 9 years later, continuing, growing, growing strong.
And I think one of the things that they wanted to do was to organize something without the need of pastors, politicians, preachers, and professionals. Just ordinary people with a bullhorn, speak truth to power. And you know what? It works because you don't have to ask permission all the time. Just bring up some, I think Rochelle talked about like-minded people. Or bring them up, organize, plan it, and do it. What am I wearing today? Today I have on my white hat. I've got my brown rim glasses on. I've got my political shirt that says, yesterday you said tomorrow. And as they come out and ask for a vote again, all right? You said that last year.
That's kind of you touching on what the poem for today is going to be.
That's what's up. Last year they said we'd have 2 chickens in a pot and greens in the skillet. The year before that, they said 4 turkeys and 3 potatoes. All right. So at one point, we're going to have to do something for ourselves. And as always, I'm dedicated to respecting, protecting, and defending all Black bodies, no matter the cost, no matter the gains or loss. This is the home of Black Lives Matter and Justice or Else. Also got my beads on today. I got that from you, all right? I wasn't wearing bracelets until I started hanging out with Jody. I'm working on the neck wear and the tattoos next. All right. But anyway, hey, look, that's my intro. Who are you? We're gonna get to the mission statement because we've got a full.
We got full audience here today. Y'all might hear them snickering and laughing in the background and stuff.
Right, and then right after we do our mission statement, if you can give your Black Lives Matter moment. We've been organizing like this almost 10 years now. And if you could pull something that we've done together as CSRN that really stands out to you.
Okay.
It's on you.
So, what's up, everybody? Jody J. Summers, child of the system, better known as Spoken Truth. You're a treasure of this wonderful organization that keeps going and growing and inviting people and opening doors up and doing awards and all kinds of stuff because, like you said, we were a group of people and everything that just kind of came together, ordinary people.
Right.
And through the process of meeting other people and going through the fire and all of the other stuff that comes with activism, we got purpose in different areas. Like I do different stuff. You guys might know me off of all the activism stuff. Brother Washington, he's awesome in the community. He downplays himself a lot, but I could definitely say if it wasn't for him, I might not be in this spot in a way as far as consistency.
Okay, all right.
Dedication.
You can say that. All right.
It's true. I've seen him run out with a newspaper in the middle of 4-lane traffic, be like, hey, take this real quick and then run back. But that's a whole nother story.
All right.
That takes a level of fearlessness.
I'm blowing up my spot now. All right. It's all good.
But either way, we really do appreciate you here for coming every single week. We started doing this from our video minutes, which we started in 2015, and then we had to evolve because of the unspeakable virus and all that good stuff to this. So it's almost been 4 years.
That's right.
Every single evolution or mic or thing that you guys see is because of your support, is because you like seeing us every single week, maybe not 8 times a year, but and who am I? Because as he described himself, we do that because we know some people like listening to our chocolate melty voices all on the air, and we don't want you distracted by looking at your screen unless you're at home on your phone. Make sure to share that, tell your friends and everything. But we describe ourselves so you kind of get a contrast of who we are, not just our voices. So I am a big brown bear of a man that is covered in tattoos and crystals and stones and bones and artifacts from finding purpose in my life, meeting people, and making sure they stay on this weird dancing in my head journey I'm on.
All right.
But as he said, what is my, I guess that in activism the fearless moment, the protest and stuff,
Yeah.
which are rare now because, they got bought. And anyway, but that part of it, if you can kind of condense it into some of the things we did as not just marching down the street or yelling at somebody's house, we went to the jail.
That's right.
We went to DC. We went to the actual people who were pissed off at or needed them to listen.
Right.
We will sit in your city council. We will sit at your forum. We'll create our forum if we have to. And that was, I guess, my moment, because most people don't. They get on, they type, they talk, they make pamphlets, but they will never show up to the face of the person they're actually upset with.
Right.
So reality of life and facing fear.
So how do we get here, and what is our mission statement? What is that thing that keeps us grounded?
So, as he says, some of the things, you go through a lot, you lose members, you gain members, but you have to have a foundation and a strong structure. So one of them is our mission statement, which we used to have different when we did in live meetings, which we still may get back to. We got a big audience today, but we would have a different member every week.
Right.
Read this, because it's not just us who's up here. It's all of you that keep us here to be heard. So here's our mission statement. And we are the Community Solidarity Response Network of Toledo, formed on November 25th, 2014, the day after it was announced that the killer, a Ferguson, Missouri police officer of Michael Brown, an unarmed teenager, would not be indicted. We bring awareness to the injustices experienced by Black men, women, and children who are disproportionately murdered, attacked, provoked, and harassed by law enforcement. Police brutality has to end. We bring awareness to the fact that most often, yes, most often, police brutality goes without consequence and accountability. Police impunity has to end. We utilize the tactics of protest, civil disobedience, event disruption, and citizen advocacy to give voice to those who are otherwise voiceless. We facilitate progressive, community-based events that help foster self-development, and we discuss measures to hold local leadership accountable, yes, accountable to their sworn duties, be they politician, clergy, law enforcement, educators, etc., etc. We want justice, equal justice under the law. We want justice applied equally to all, yes, all, regardless of class, creed, or color. For all lives to matter, Black lives, yes, Black lives must matter. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr.
All right, we're going to get into our guiding principles. One of the things about organizing grassroots movements, you have so many personalities. It's like, how can we manage with 3 Jodys? We can barely make it. We're barely making it with 1. But there's so many different personalities. How do we come together and continue moving forward without imploding? That's where our guiding principles come in. And I'm going to read our guiding principles. And after each statement, we say Ashe. That means one who changes a thing or one who makes a thing happen. These are our guiding principles. All Black lives matter. Queer Black lives, trans Black lives, formerly and presently incarcerated Black lives, poor working class Black lives, wealthy Black lives, differently abled Black lives, homeless Black lives, Black men and women lives, immigrant Black lives, Black elderly and children lives. All Black lives matter and are the creators of this space. We throw no one under the bus. We rise together. Ashe.
Ashe.
Thriving instead of surviving. Our vision is based on the world we want, not the one we're currently in. We seek to transform, not simply react. We want our people to thrive, not just exist, think beyond the possible. Ashe.
Ashe.
Experimentation and innovation must be built into our work. Embrace the best tools, practices, and tactics, and leave those behind that no longer serve us. Ashe.
Ashe.
Evaluation and assessment must be built into our culture. Critical reflection must be a part of all of our work. We learn from our mistakes and our victories. Ashe.
Ashe.
Principal struggle can exist in a positive environment. We must be honest with one another by embracing direct, loving communication. Ashe.
Ashe.
Love, self-love is practiced in every element of all we do. Love and self-love must be a driver of our work and an indicator of our success. Without this principle and without healing, we will harm each other and undermine our movement. Ashe.
Ashe.
360-degree vision. We honor past struggles and wisdom from elders. The work we do today builds the foundations of movements of tomorrow. We consider our mark on future generations. Ashe.
Ashe.
Self-care means we build resilient spaces by budgeting time, energy, and resources for healing. Self-care is a regular, consistent, intentional, and essential practice. Ashe.
Ashe.
The most directly affected people are experts at their own lives and should be in leadership at the center of our movement and telling their stories directly. Ashe.
Ashe.
Training and leadership development should be fundamental. Our movement must constantly grow and leadership must constantly multiply. Ashe.
Ashe.
And my Black Lives Matter moment happened maybe a couple of months ago. We had Anita Madison from the NAACP and from the Black Patrolmen's Association come here and grace our podcast. And one of the things about what we learned about law enforcement is we have our defund the police signs.
Yes, we do.
And that's, for most people, that's a deal breaker. All right. That's well, hey, okay, but hey, it is what it is. All right. And she said, hey, listen, Brother Washington. Hey, I want to talk about the elephant in the room. I'm like, okay, somebody's gonna bring up something in my past. Like, no, the signs. What do the signs mean? Well, it says defund the police. Those are 3 words. Just like Black Lives Matter was 3 words. And most times when we said Black Lives Matter or hands up, don't shoot, people took it as that we hated police, we hated white people. But at some point, we need to take responsibility for our own actions.
Yeah. And then there was the I can't breathe. That's 3 words.
Right. Too. So, and I tell people that we're taxpayers. And if we decided that any portion of the administrative part of police could go to any part, all right, that's on us to decide.
Healthcare.
It doesn't matter. We're taxpayers. All right, we're homeowners. We have a say in the matter. However, if I were to put all of those words on a yard sign, it'd be hard to read. All right. So sometimes we use language that's going to get your attention so that we can have a conversation. And you're like, okay, I can get with that. Because the last thing we want to do, because somebody said, do you want to get rid of all of the police? Come on, man.
That would be stupid.
Absolutely. Do you want to get rid of all the prisons? No, I've been. And there's some of us below there. All right. That's a fact. But we can have a conversation. All right, we can have a conversation, and how I lead into the conversation is how it happens. So it was great. That was our Black Lives Matter moment. Having a member of the NAACP here, having someone that was a law enforcement officer, and for me, one of the good ones. All right, because I organized with her on different things in the community while she was an officer. All right, hey, listen, we need to take a break. Yep. We're going to come back with our brother Bradley Higgs. We're going to talk about his program that he's just starting. Well, he probably been started. We probably didn't know. All
it's
right?
always behind the scenes. You see the people after some dedication, time, sweat, sacrifice.
Right. So stay tight. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review. We will be right back.
I'm Dr. P. Not only am I a leadership coach, I'm a change agent, and I'm a race scholar. I've used my study of race to dismantle systems and organizations, but I also use that to help you as the individual become a better leader for your families and for your community.
Audio Jungle.
All right, we are back. This is the CSRN Weekend Review. I'm Brother Washington Muhammad. And as we do with CSRN, we always ask our guests, who are they? And what are they wearing? And why are we here today? So, brother, who are you? What are you wearing? And what do you do?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me on the show. It's truly an honor and a blessing to be here with you and your crew. But my name is Bradley Higgs, and I'm the owner and chief executive of the Ohio Behavioral Diversion and Treatment Center. Currently, I have on a white T-shirt.
Oh, you got the whole brand on. Okay, all right.
The brand
That's
on
what's
it
up.
in black letters. On the back of it, it say changing the lives of young people one decision at a time. And so we fully repping up in here. I got on the blue jeans.
Okay.
With the black Jordans with the red on them.
Oh, man, you making me tuck my shoes up. All right.
We got to represent.
All right. So tell us about the program. What is the program and who do you serve?
Okay. Well, Ohio Behavioral Diversion and Treatment Center is a youth organization serving the at-risk youth of our population, youth with antisocial behaviors and different things of that nature, individuals struggling with mental health, substance abuse issues, and different things of that nature. And so this is just a program I just wanted to introduce to the city of Toledo to help with the gang violence, the drug violence, the gun violence amongst our youth here in Toledo.
All right. You could have done anything else. Why young people, when most people my age, well, you're a lot younger than I am, but most people will say things like, well, let them learn on their own. They're not going to listen.
Right.
And you're wasting your time. All right.
Right.
So why young people? Why youth?
Well, you know, like the old adage say the youth are our future. And I believe that our youth are right now. Right.
Man, I never heard that before.
Yes, sir.
I should write that down, Jody, so we can use it on our next podcast.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what's up.
And you know, that was me. You know, when I was born and raised here in the city of Toledo, I was in a lot of trouble. I went through the CSI system, DYS system.
Right.
I was in foster homes and group homes and different things of that nature. And so, like, now that I've been dusted off and cleaned up, I just want to reach back into that same population of individuals and dust them off and clean them up.
All right. When did you realize that you had a gift? Because everyone may not have that skill set and that patience to work with young people. When did you realize you had that gift?
You know, I'm glad you asked that because it's pretty amazing. Back in 2013, when I graduated with a criminal justice degree, I actually did a news interview for the local news channels here in Toledo, and I was telling them like, well, I'm gonna continue to pursue a social work degree because I actually want to work with at-risk youth, right?
Okay.
For the same exact reason what I just explained, and like I said, I wanted to work with this population because again, that was me. And I just believe that us working with these young people in the capacity that I plan on doing it will in fact change their lives, not just for the future, but right now.
Oh, now I saw the news piece, and you're leaving out a huge part of this. Now, like me, I'm a former confined citizen. Did my time. I'm back in Toledo,
Yes,
hey.
sir.
All right. Now, can you tell your story?
Yeah.
What is your story regarding it, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, of course.
Hey, I already had said it. All right.
You're right.
We might as well go the rest of the way.
Yeah, of course. And like I said, as a youth, I was in and out of trouble. I stayed in trouble. And wasn't no out of trouble. I always was in trouble. But I stayed in and out of CSI back when it was called that. And those issues just carried over into my adulthood, right? And so once I became an adult, what happened is the crimes just got bigger and louder. And so I ended up in the prison system. I gave the state 7 years. And once I got out, I just
Welcome back, brother. Welcome
thank
back.
you. I
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
you.
Yes,
absolutely.
Sir.
It's
Welcome
a pleasure
back.
to be back.
Yes, sir. We out here.
Absolutely, right?
Yes, sir. Really out here.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, sir.
And I actually got my last case. I was actually laying on the floor of the bullpen, and I was just looking around, and I just said to myself, this is not my life, right? This is not my life.
That's right.
There's so much more to life to this.
That's right.
Mind you, I still had the answer for the crime that I committed that put me in there.
We talked about that earlier.
Yes, sir.
That's when I learned my lesson. If you ain't been to prison, you wouldn't know. All right. But when they clanked those bullpen, that's when I learned my lesson.
Right.
They're like, no, Mr. Washington, you got some more. All right. You got some more time to do.
Right.
You got a lot more time to do.
Right.
All right.
And so I just made the decision like, this ain't my life. There's so much more to life than this.
I love
and
it,
at that point, my life changed. And again, I still had to go answer for my crime.
Yes,
so
sir.
I went and did the little 9 months, but I was a good guy.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes,
and
sir.
so when I got out from that, then I just started taking the necessary steps in order to make the necessary changes in my life, opposed to just saying I wanted it. I just started doing the different things that I knew brought about change. So I went and educated myself. And then once I did that, that's when the desire to come back to the community that I came from to start working with them so that I can bring about the same level of change within them as well.
All right. I want to bring up the website. And the website is, the website is the Ohio Behavioral Diversion and Treatment Center. All right. And if you're looking at if they're looking at the podcast, you can see the About Us, who we are. You mind if I read this?
Oh, absolutely. Please do.
All right. And I'll send you the bill. All right.
Yes, sir.
It says who we are. The Ohio Behavioral Diversion and Treatment Center is a nonprofit social service agency designed to serve the needs of the juvenile population and their families. That's big because most just want to serve the youth and think that the youth are separate from the family.
No, they all the same. It's all one.
They call that a continuum of care.
Yes,
all right.
Absolutely.
Hey, all right. It's and their families here in Lucas County and the surrounding areas. ODB-TC's objective is to provide transformational leadership services in the areas of prevention, reentry, mental health, and substance abuse. OBD-TC is spearheaded by a team of mental health professionals educated in transformational leadership strategies that guarantee optimal services and results. All right. So I'm already clocked in. All right. I'm just letting you know. All right.
Sir.
My meter's already going. So if we go back up to the tab, we've got the home here. We've got the services.
Those are the different services that we offer as far as prevention services. So those individuals who are just like out here in the community and they're getting in trouble, little different things that they're doing in the community get in trouble. And so we offer preventative services to prevent those things from escalating and becoming bigger and better crimes, if you will. We also offer reentry services. So that's for the youth that's coming home from DYS or coming home from YTC or JDC. We offer services for those individuals so that they can learn the necessary skills so that they don't have to keep going back and forth.
Man.
And then we also offer consultation services so that entities that engage with young people, whether it's libraries, schools, just other different entities, community centers that engage with you. That way we can consult with them so that the message that we're delivering to the youth is all the same. This
is Dynamite website. All
Absolutely.
right.
I
Hey,
appreciate that.
as I'm scrolling up, you know just what's on here.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I designed the whole website.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And
the type of services that we offer: assessments, treatment planning. We offer mental health counseling, substance abuse counseling, behavioral modification, case management, just to name a few.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yes,
that's a
sir.
lot. Listen, before we go, where are you located?
Right now, I'm working throughout the community. I just acquired some space within a property. I'm partnering with an individual. And so before I start passing out that address, I want to make sure all these ducks are lined up or whatnot. But right now I'm operating within the community and out of the library as far as our group therapy is concerned.
If you got any problem, we got Deborah Sue in the building. So all right. So whoever that individual is, all right. Hey, it's gonna be done. All right. Our last question, we're gonna take a short break and come back with the Crave, the people from Crave. They got something happening
they
this weekend. Right. That
I'm looking forward to that.
And I think I might stop through or say a few words. All right. All right. Hey, what do you do for self-care? It's a lot. How do you bring it back in and rebalance to get back out the next day?
And so when it comes to self-care, please do not think that I'm telling a fib, but this work that I'm doing, I'm so passionate about it. It is my self-care, right? I mean, I play basketball a lot and I work out or whatnot, but
and that shows. All right. Okay. I was hoping that the camera would get all your guns. I had to pull my sleeves down. All right. It's all good.
Yes, it's the work. It's the work that brings me satisfaction and really that gets me up to just keep doing it. I just love doing the work.
Oh man. Hey, look, I'm gonna shout out some of the people that's checking in with you. Our brother John Jones, just giving you, all the love.
Appreciate you, brother.
Shantia, she's like, let's go. All right.
Go.
And Sharita, man, I don't know if that's a heart or some googly eyes that she sent you. All right, Sharita, it ain't that type of party. All right. It's probably, she said be done. Hell, man.
I'm crying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, but it's all good, y'all.
And also our brother, shout out to our brother Maurice Morris. That's definitely in the trenches in our community.
Yes.
Giving you shout out, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Hey, listen, if there's a time, could you come back and just give us a recap on the building that you're going to be in? Since, like I said, we got Deborah Sue here. The
Absolutely.
Building what type of furniture you want?
I know that's right.
What type of carpet? All right.
Yes.
Hey, we can get it done.
I know that's right.
Yes,
but yeah, I'll come back anytime, brother. You guys are a staple in the community. You done built yourselves up. I really appreciate what you all are doing and the message that you all are putting out for your listeners. And I am willing to come back anytime to give updates as to what we're doing and how we just continue to grow and change lives.
Man, listen, this is our brother Bradley Higgs. And what is your certifications? Because I don't think that we ran out of letters. All right. What are your professional certifications?
Well, I'm a master's level social worker. I'm licensed. And I'm also a licensed chemical dependency counselor 3 as well.
Man, look, this brother has it all. I'll be reporting to you if I feel we're the ones that you're the ones that we report to.
Brother, good.
I want to thank you for joining us. And listen, during our break, we're going to show just a short clip from Brothers United. That's another organization within our community. Sister Avis Files and her whole staff. So this is CSRN Week in Review. We'll be right back.
Pathway Incorporated Brothers United program believes that children are important. Every day we support and advocate for fathers because when children have involved fathers, the whole community thrives. The fathers that come into the Brothers United program are mostly young fathers who are primarily gang members or drug dealers or those involved in lots of trauma from the time when they were youth until now. This program has fatherhood classes which teach you about your role as a father, the importance of being a father, healthy relationships, how to co-parent and work better together with your co-parent, and then economic stability, how to get a job, how to keep a job. It is so important for fathers to learn to take care of their children holistically, not just emotionally, not just physically, but financially as well, because children need a holistic approach.
I really just needed help with being a better father and looking for a job to be able to support my kids.
Some of the problems I was facing when I joined Brothers United was communication with my children. Had some time apart from each other for a while, so they gave me the tools to really get back in communication with them.
Fathers will come into our program with their heads down. 2 weeks later, their heads are up. 3 weeks later, they're laughing and talking. 4 weeks later, they're building a bond. And by the time we get to 8 weeks, they're saying, hey, we want to stay here. What can we do to stay connected?
It gave me a better perspective on how to look at things from other people's point of view. You know, sometimes us as men, we get caught up in being prideful and arrogant, thinking we don't need the help. We do. And we just have to put our pride, selfishness, and arrogance to the side. And when the help is there, take it.
Hope plays the most important role in everything that we do because we have to have hope. We have to remember that fathers are important, and we have to not only say it, but we have to live it, we have to breathe it, we have to do it, we have to convey it to everyone.
Let's get a BU Nation on 3, fellas. 1, 2, 3, BU Nation!
The dads give us hope. The dads supply for us on the days when it gets hard. On the days when we've seen more violence than we ever want to see. On the days when we've lost some dads to jail or to murder, they give us hope. And so the hope that lives can change, if you invest in them, if you believe in them, then lives can change.
Brothers United changed my life, I would say, because of where I come from, what I've been through. I learned to understand it is help out there. Don't be scared to ask for it. If you don't reach, you can't grab. That's it.
They made me more employable, more desirable by employers, which in turn helped me provide for my family and provide for my children and my grandchild. So it makes me a better man, a better father, and a better example.
It showed me like how to be better to my kids, so I went and got custody of my son. My son been with me for a couple months now. So this showed me how to be a better parent all around, just a better man, period.
Initially, I didn't know that it could change men's lives. I didn't know that fathers could change. But it's amazing to me when fathers come back a year later, 2 years later, and tell us thank you. Or they'll make a Facebook post and say, look at what I'm doing now. It's amazing to me about the level of work that we've been able to do and the lives that we've changed in just a short period of time. And the fathers who come back and say, thank you, I needed you, and you were there.
Shout out to Brothers United, man. If you can ride a bike without falling, then you're good to go.
Bike Rides Matter, it's a community bike group. We get together for fun, fitness, and fellowship. We ride weekly. Right now we got a Tuesday ride where we ride on the UT Trail. We do Saturday right here at Uptown Green. That's our glow roll Saturday night. It was something I was already doing with my daughter, just riding bikes, and we just decided it would be cool to add the community because we were just finding ways to make fun given the situation. Being that everything was closed down and options were limited, bike riding is one of those things you can do without any restrictions.
You get to make new friends and just like interact with people, especially during COVID. You still like have your mask on and stuff, but it's still good to like see people.
It's a cool way to stay fit. We talk while we riding, we got music while we riding. I've met quite a few new friends and new people. I made some real cool connections throughout the city. Take advantage of the time you have. Take advantage of this pandemic. I know it's a lot of restrictions, but you can be creative and find new ways to have fun, one of which is this right here.
All right, we are back. This is the CSRN podcast, or weekend review. This is the first time that we've ever had 3 people and 2 microphones. So we're hoping that the sound is well, as we do with our regular CSRN tradition. Man, look, our guests are looking better and better. Not that Brad wasn't good looking, all right, because he had some guns on him. But our guests are looking better and better. So I'm almost like, do we really need Jody? All right. Do we really need him? Of course we do. All right. Way over there. But we always ask, who are you? What are you wearing? And what are we talking about today?
Well, we are CRAVE, Community Response, Community Action. See, none of that stuff already. I told you.
Community response against youth violence.
All right. All right. And what's your name?
My name is Rochelle Russell. I'm sorry, yeah.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. And I love talking to people when it's their first time because they're a little bit nervous. That means that I at least got one up on you. All right. All right. Yes, that's right. Yes. At least this time. All right. Next time. Right. What are you wearing today? No, I'm just look for the people that are listening to this on Spotify that may not be watching us. I'm sitting here with 2 attractive women, and I want you to know what they're wearing so you can get a good sense of who they are, what they look like, if they're dark brown, if they're chocolate, if they're mild like Deborah Sue. they took her out the oven just a little bit early, all right? Hey, a lot of y'all out there wishing y'all got took out the oven. All right, so what are you wearing?
I'm wearing my big old heart.
Okay, beautiful,
my big
beautiful.
Old heart out here today.
All right, let's check in with Deb. Deb, who are you? I didn't give you your first name. What are you wearing, and what are we talking about today?
Hello, radio world out there. It's your girl, Deborah Sue, Glass City Talent 419. Sounds familiar from the radio station, huh? Okay. Just for your hearing visuals, we wear CRAVE t-shirts, green, typically green and orange.
Oh, that's what's up.
It's a semblance of peace. And the CRAVE, as she mentioned, stands for Community Response Against Youth Violence. That's our acronym. And so I have on the lariat. Xander has on the t-shirt. Xander has on the t-shirt. And of course, Rochelle has on the olive green as well as Jody has on green. And so that when you see us up and about in the community and at the event that's coming up, we will have on those colors.
Hey, nobody tagged me into the group text at all. It's all good. It's all good. All right. What's happening this Saturday?
Well, this Saturday we're doing the 2nd annual Stop the Gun Violence Motorcycle Ride and Community Event at the Frederick Douglass Community Center. And the ride will actually start at Sleepy Hollow Pond, and hopefully we can get it ready to meet there by 11:30. And you'll have further instructions there at Sleepy Hollow Pond. And after that, The riders will get in about 12:15 and will meet us at the Frederick Douglass Community Center. And there we will have public speakers, live entertainment. I also have 50 free meals for the first 50 children. We have a free raffle with wonderful raffle gifts. One of my favorite ones I can't wait to raffle off is a 60-minute massage envy treatment.
I'm there. All right.
I'm ready to get that one. I'm ready
All right.
to get that one out there. And we have gas cards. We will have activities for the kids. And we have public speakers. And I think somebody named Washington Mohammed's going to be there
all right.
that
all
day.
right.
I think
You can't go wrong. All
our
right.
keynote speaker of the
You
day.
definitely can't go wrong there until you do. All right. Why a motorcycle ride? That's something that is unheard of with me. Usually, when people talk about putting something together, we're just going to pass out backpacks. We're just going to pass out pencils. We might call Jody to do a couple of poems, and then we're done. How did motorcycles and motorcycle rides, get into the mix? How did that happen?
We wanted to draw a big attention, big presence.
All
And
right.
I know motorcycles bring out big attention, big
That's true.
presence.
That's
and
true.
a lot of our local riders here, they do support a lot of the local things that are, that we do here. So I had a friend that was a rider in a club, and I reached out to her, and she said, "Yeah, we can do this." And so we decided to put it together and attach these motorcycles to make it bigger than just us.
Okay. All right. For Deb, why the focus on youth? We could be talking about anything, but why the focus on youth? We just talked about with Brad. I hear this all the time. They're not going to learn. They're hard-headed. You're wasting your time. All right. With all of that negativity against you, why are you doing this?
One of the things I think we need to bring attention to in our particular city is that we do have our young people are worth saving.
Man.
Our young people in this city and in every other city. But when we have adults and responsible people who stands up and takes the defensive action to say our young people are worth us standing up for, that is what will help get some of these young people back on track. The fellow young man Brad who just preceded us said, most people say that our youth are the future, and he said our youth are now.
Yes.
Because at the way things are going right now, many of our young people are not seeing the future, and we want them to help them get through this period of their life. What we often refer to as the foolishness years.
Right. Absolutely.
We can help them get through this period. Look at the wonderful thing that
That's
has happened.
beautiful.
He turned around and got a beautiful education.
That's right.
Just recently, we just had a couple of young men who graduated, who were incarcerated, but graduated from Ivy League colleges.
That's right.
And so the whole idea is if we can get individuals to understand that this is just a period young people go through. And as adults, we have to take responsible action to say, we see you, we want to help you, let us help you. Because we're going to help you.
That's right. That's right. We had asked Bradley about, before I asked about self-care, this is the second one. All right. Why even come back? Most of us, we do something once and we're done. All right. Why would you come back with another one? Why not just rest and say, hey, look, I did it one time and that's it. Why another one?
Because the work is not done. We're just getting started, and we were actually asked this year to do it second time.
I'd like to read the mission statement, and that might actually help answer your question.
Okay, let's get it.
The purpose for our ride and community event is to connect people to mental health, grief counseling, and community resources for those affected by gun violence. And listen to this.
I'm listening.
For those affected by gun violence to meet others and enjoy a day of community togetherness with food, music, and fun. So this is a day for survivors as well.
Oh, wow.
For individuals to get together and to encourage each other and to upbuild one another, to let them know that they are not alone in their loss of their loved one.
That's beautiful. My last question, self-care. One of the things that we do at CSRN, we take some time out, all right? Whatever Jody does, whatever I do, we'll just say, hey, listen, we're not meeting this week. We're not going to meet next week or the week after that. whatever it is, Jody, that you do, which you'll probably be doing something else just like this, you do. And I've got my thing that I do so that I can come back. Because what we're doing is kind of trauma-centered because we're talking about things that we want to change with people that need to change. What is it that you do that brings you back to center, bring you back to balance?
Well, for me, I like to have tea.
Okay.
I like to have tea and my kitty cat. We just relax and we get back. We wind down a little bit and then it's on to the next. Just on to the next project.
All right.
And women typically have a day of the week where we exercise self-care anyway. You know, the phones go off. You know, we pick a shopping day or we pick whatever it is. We do something that's outside of our regular.
So we can, us men, we could be picking a day.
You sure should.
Yeah,
you should have a self-care day, you know. And I also, for myself personally, I can finally say I'm a grandparent.
Oh, okay.
Finally.
All right. Welcome to the.
And I absolutely enjoy my grandchildren. And I think that's one of the things also why I'm so focused on helping youth as well, is because they're up and coming and they're next.
Yeah.
So do we open a path for them, a path for safety, a path for education, a path for connecting to adults and not being afraid to trust in us.
All right. So I see you. I see Deb. There's Xander. Xander. Is that with a Z? No. Look.
Zanders.
Oh. Okay. All right. Well, I always say this. I love that name because somebody looked at me back in 1963. Well, 60 years ago today, because today is my birthday. All right.
Birthday.
Yeah, and somebody looked at me and said, "We're going to name him Washington." Now, the strange thing is, with a name like Washington, you either have to learn how to fight or run.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't see nobody taking Xander's milk money.
Xander's is a one of a kind, trust me.
he is.
In so
Okay.
many ways. He's a good guy.
All right.
Definite asset to the team.
What does he bring? What does he bring?
That heavy hand, he's gonna take.
Okay.
No, literally, Xander's. First of all, he's very connected to the community.
Yes.
All right.
And like myself, being involved in entertainment, you know, I have a couple different facets that I have my hand in. Xander is also involved in entertainment. He is actually, he's a rapper, and he's a battle rapper.
Oh, I love that. Like the URL.
He does all of that, and he's a
like Charlie Clips. All right.
Yeah, and he's a businessman as well. He's a very good business head on his shoulders, because he and I have talked about, you know, different things with regard to real estate and rental properties and so forth. And so I give him plenty of credit with regard to who he is in the community, because I have much respect for him.
Yeah.
Not to mention he's my personal bodyguard.
And he fight.
He's like, we'll go out of town. And he's like, really?
L's.
You are not going without me.
I'm taking L's all day today. All right, what about Jody? What does Jody bring to Crave, to this movement, this thing that you're doing?
Jody has the community involvement. First of all, Jody is not only known at the community level, the low level grassroots, as we call it, but Jody is also very well known in the political arena here too. And so I sit on several boards in the city of Toledo, and I don't think there's not too many people that I have talked to that don't know Jody.
That's right.
And he's outspoken. He's also a poet. Jody has at one time been under Glass City Talent as well. I had done some publications for his book for him and some promotions for him as well. And so Jody is a good friend, but Jody is also, his activism is really what stands out about him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. What is it that keeps the four of you together? Is it something? If it is, what is it? Because I need to write it down and use it for CSRN.
Well, actually, there's one more. She's not able to be here with us today, but it's actually five of us. And
Okay, who is she?
Her name is Michelle Freeman.
All right, Michelle. Is she from Toledo?
Yeah, she's from Toledo,
Okay.
born and raised.
Do I know?
No, she's actually from Michigan.
Oh,
But
so
she moved to
no,
Toledo. Yeah,
we're good. We're good.
Wolverine.
We're good. All right.
Okay.
All right, so what does Michelle bring?
The calmness, Michelle.
Oh,
She
wow,
keeps us kind of
Michelle.
calm a little bit, you know. But
Yeah.
Michelle, she's very good. She's very intuitive in figuring out different types of people.
Michelle brings a creativity to the group. Literally, she throws up ideas for decorations, setup. She's very
awesome.
organized.
I like
She's super
that.
organized. You know, so while we're about the business of everything, Michelle kind of pulls everything together, and she's really good at what she does as well. So big team of the member.
And she is our activities director. She works with the activities with the kids and everything. So,
Absolutely. Yes.
So for the 5 of us, we come together, we make a great team. We all sit in our specific roles and we handle that. And if either one of us gets slacking, we kind of kick each other in the butt. Like, hey, we gotta, come on, we gotta get it together.
All right, before we go, do you foresee, I don't know if it's too early to ask this, but nothing's stopping me. All right. Do you foresee a 3rd annual?
Yes.
Absolutely.
4th, 5th, 6th.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. I have to give a shout out because we talked about the motorcycle riders that's going to be with us as well, but we also have to give shout out to Lightning Rod and his Slang Gang because he makes a very huge distinction between the two.
All right.
There's motorcycles and then there's a slang gang, you
yeah.
know. So we actually have he was going to try and join us today, and he got caught up in some other activity. You know, he's had pre-scheduled. We gave him last minute notice, honestly.
All right.
So he will be there, and we look forward to having his big presence in the city of Toledo as well. Yeah.
Well, I've got a lightning rod story. All right.
Ready, Rod?
32 years ago. I come home from prison. One of the things that I did in prison was I lifted weights and I rapped. All right. DJ Lightning Rod was the first DJ that I rapped in front of, and he made me a nice little instrumental that I took back. So shout out, shout out to DJ Lightning Rod. I'll forever remember that because he wasn't like, oh no, you know, who are you?
Yeah,
But, that's right.
I mean, we have a couple of gentlemen like that are legends in the city because
right.
they did it first. To be honest with you, they reached out for folks like yourself who needed help and young people and young people that were young that are older now. Actually give Lightning Rod and some of the other, I call them OGs of the city, a lot of credit. And so can we now see ourselves doing that for our young people?
That's right. All right. Hey, listen, I think I see Jody giving me that look like, hey, come on. All right. Hey, listen, hey, I'll be there. One more time. When does it start?
It's the 2nd annual Stop the Gun Violence motorcycle ride. And the ride will start at Sleepy Hollow Pond on Door and Independence. We need you to be there at 11:30.
All right. And should I be there at 11:30?
The ride. No, we need the riders.
The
there.
riders.
Oh.
Riders. Only the riders at the pond at 11:30.
All right.
And we need everyone else to meet us at the Frederick Douglass Community Center, 12 o'clock.
Located at 1001 Indiana.
Okay.
For those of you who are listening or who may be coming from out of town, it's 101 Indiana Avenue, Toledo, Ohio, 43607.
I love your voice.
Thank you.
I'm like, all right. I'm going to say, hey, Xanders, I was about to go. Oh, man. Okay, I know. Hey, my wife don't watch these. I say what the hell I want to say. I say what the hell I want to say today.
So I would like to ask anybody that would like their loved one that they may have lost to gun violence, if they would like a photo on our memory table, to bring me the photo in a frame, a standing frame, and we can get it up there for you.
Yes, and the other thing I wanted to mention is that everyone is encouraged to bring a donation of sorts, whether it's canned goods. We have listed on Rochelle's page, I think on all of our pages, what we are donating to the Beach House. Leading Families Home, and so that's basically who's going to benefit from our donations this year. So rather 100% donation to them, and they will also have representatives there at the event.
That's awesome. Hey, Crave, along with Xanders with the S on the end. I want to thank you for joining us. This is the CSRN podcast, our week in review. We'll be right back.
Did you know addiction is a disease, not a moral dilemma? The opioid epidemic and substance use have a major impact on communities of color and many people's lives. The Joshua Treatment Center offers culturally relevant, inpatient, and outpatient behavioral health treatment and recovery support services to any Ohioan struggling with addiction, mental health, or finding sober, safe housing. We must recognize that treatment is available and accessible to all. If you are in need of treatment or want to find out more information, you can call 1-888-728-2713 to talk to someone or schedule an appointment.
Audio Jungle.
All right, we are back. This is the CSRN podcast, our week in review. Let me move over a little bit. Man. All right, just recently we had Deborah Sue, we had our sister Rochelle on from Crave, and I think that we didn't get a couple of things didn't get said. So we got Xander's here. Yes, that's Xander's with a Z and an S. Don't forget it. All right. And what I wanted to ask Xander's, I wanted to ask you, man, what is it? What does this event mean to you, and why are you involved, brother?
Y'all gotta excuse me because I'm a joker. I was getting ready. I was going to say because I was kidnapped into this, but I ain't gonna do that.
All right, it's all good.
I ain't gonna do that. No. First and foremost, the entire group is a family. So
That's what's up.
we already had, affiliations and involvement prior to this happening.
Okay.
So everyone falling in line and in place was just automatic. It was already going to happen. So as far as for me, like she stated, piggybacking off of that, I have a real tight connection with the entertainment community in the city, young and old. So even
That's what's up.
the younger generation, still I'm very, very part, of the supporting the hip hop scene and pretty much all the music scene, especially if it has to deal with hip hop. DJs as
Right.
well. Very, very closely affiliated with a lot of the DJs. Excuse me. As well as the bikers. I've been
Okay.
affiliated with the biker clubs for over 30 years. So that was also a good way after the first person that was involved happened to not be involved this year. It was actually a good thing. Rod probably longer than me.
Okay.
And a little bit more involved because he's crazy on the motorcycle.
Hey,
I
do
think
you
know
ride?
that. Yeah.
What do you ride?
Nothing now.
Okay.
Last
right.
thing was a Gold Wing. I had a Scorpio, but I don't like crotch rockets. I don't do
Okay.
crotch rockets.
All right. Okay.
But that will be probably hardly coming back in when I do get another bike.
That's what's up.
But even though I'm not directly involved anymore or a member anymore of any motorcycle clubs, I still have a real tight, close affiliation with them. So it was kind of easy to, just shoot in there. Hey, what's going on? What's going
Yeah.
on? And then piggyback off of Rochelle already started. She had already contacted a lot of people. But excuse me, we wanted to make sure that it was clearly known and understand for the viewers that this is not just strictly motorcycle clubs. This is all motorcycles.
Okay.
Anybody on two wheels.
All right.
Anybody on two wheels, even if you got to have a third wheel on the carriage on the back because your back ain't right.
All right.
Crotch rockets, laid back caddy, long Harley, soft tail, whatever you ride. If you are on two wheels, this is an event for all motorcycle riders. And I think it's starting to fall into a place where it's being kind of like almost seeming like we're focused with just the clubs, and that we just did that because we're affiliated, and who else has more bikes than clubs? So
that's true.
We do not care about you being affiliated or not.
All right.
If you are an officer, if you are a judge, if you just ride because you
That's
love
what's
to
up.
ride, you don't have to have a nice bike, a brand new bike, a fast bike. Just come out and ride.
That's what's up.
That's what we want to make sure that everybody gets the understanding of.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
most definitely.
All right, and
That's
so
what I was trying to say.
Okay, all right. Well, I think we said it. All right, I think we said it. All right, Xanders. My last question is: it's going down this the 5th, this Saturday. We're starting at Sleepy Hollow.
Yes.
All right, and then you're gonna wrap up at the Frederick Douglass.
Yes.
All right, that's when I'm meet everybody. 'Cause
Mhm.
I'm driving on 4 wheels. All right. But I'm looking to switch up. All right.
Mhm.
I'm looking to make some changes. Like I said, my wife don't watch this, so I can say what I want to. I can say what I want to watch.
Well, that's what switched, and I'm telling on Rod. See, that's my brother. I can do this.
All right.
That's why he's not on two wheels anymore. That's
All
why
right.
he's on a slang, because wife told him no more. Because he
Okay.
he willies and endos and do all those crazy things, and she said no more of that. So it doesn't even really matter if you're on two wheels. That's why the slang gang is involved. So if you're on 3, if you're on 4, come on out.
I like that.
Come on out.
I like that. So it's no question. We kind of started with the motorcycle club
Right,
because you
definitely.
said where else are we going to get a lot of
Right,
bikes?
exactly.
All right.
Especially with the tight, close proximity.
Right. But it's not limited to.
Not at all.
Right.
Not even
And-
close.
And everybody could feel welcome, even though they're not in a club.
Yes, and everybody will feel welcome.
That's what's
They
up,
don't have to think, oh my God, we're around. No, it's not like that. Everyone is welcome because it's for the greater cause.
That's what's up.
Coming together as family.
All right. Hey, will you be able to come back at a later date to just give a recap of the second annual event?
Yes. Oh yeah.
All right. Thanks, bro.
And I'll be on time this time. I promise you.
All right, that's what's up. Yeah, we saw you looking out the door like
I felt like an orphan. I was like,
Hey.
they don't want to adopt me.
I thought it was Ritter Center coming back. they want their component set. Oh, dog, I've been and smoked that up. Papa, I'd have been said like that. Hey, look, all right. So, Jody, do not be telling me this.
I might be the wrong one to have on here with you, man, because
Hey.
I can see we both silly.
I
We
know.
won't get to no business.
No, we won't. All right. But, you know, it is about fun. We can talk about serious things, but everything ain't that serious.
Yeah, we have
All
to.
right. Everything ain't that serious.
That's my self-care. I
Yeah.
laugh.
Yep. Me too. Me
I
too.
laugh. One last thing.
Yeah.
One last thing. Because that was something else that I think we should probably mention. You did mention the donations, and that's for anybody as well.
All right.
Come out, bring the donations. If you look at the flyer, the list is at the bottom of all the acceptable donations that you can bring. It's not just relegated to participants and those involved.
That's beautiful.
And when you come out, you're going to get a good show from some of the city's best talent.
All right, that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, thank you, Xanders. This is the CSRN podcast, our week in review. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Dr. P. Not only am I a leadership coach, I'm a change agent and I'm a race scholar. I've used my study of race to dismantle systems and organizations, but I also use that to help you as the individual become a better leader for your families and for your community.
Did you know addiction is a disease, not a moral dilemma? The opioid epidemic and substance use have a major impact on communities of color and many people's lives. Wasion Wellness Recovery Support Center offers culturally relevant inpatient and outpatient behavioral health treatment and recovery support services to any Ohioan struggling with addiction, mental health, or finding sober-safe housing. We must recognize that treatment is available and accessible to all. If you are in need of treatment or want to find out more information, you can call 1-888-728-2713 to talk to someone or schedule an appointment.
So last year was hard. A curveball nobody saw coming was something terrifying and heartbreaking seemingly every day coming out of left field. Isolation, frustration, loss. A city in suspension, a ballpark made empty, and the roaring of cheers lived as only echoes on the wind. You know, someone once said, oh, somewhere in this favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. For there was no joy in Mudville. Well, we come from and work from the mud. Took that dirt and sand, melted down and built the glass. Even if we lose everything, we know how to make something special out of nothing. That is the heart of this place, this city, this people, this team. There's a beauty in the contradiction. That is why we cheer when rounding the diamond. That is why we cheer when waved home. After a year of silence, we are being waved home. That is the sound of joy after the storm fades. The lightning in the pitch, the thunder crack in the bat. The joy in Hinsville is back. Welcome home, Toledo.
All right, we are back. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review. Hey, listen, we are back. We're about to tie up some loose ends and talk about some of the things that I think you should know, especially Black August and some of the other events that's going on. So let's start with you, and really a shout out to Bradley Higgs, shout out to Rochelle Russell, shout out to Deborah Sue, shout out to Xanders and Michelle, all right, for coming through, being a part of Crave, and Jody too, being a part of this thing, this movement, this beautiful event that's happening.
Many hats.
This beautiful event that's happening. And speaking of hats, I took my hat off, forgot to put it back on.
I know. I was wondering when we were on earlier, were you going to take your hat off?
Yeah, and forget.
We had our first guest where he was on, it was going to be like, no. It's just going to be like shiny, blinging back and forth.
All right.
Anyway. But also, I do want to say, because I had some people ask me, that ring that you see in the back is our light. The screen is not loading. So don't click or keep tapping the video. Screen's not loading. That's just our light ring in the back.
Right. And we're very low budget.
No, you're not.
We're very low budget, but we working on it. We're working on it. So what do you got that's going on? And I'm going to talk about Black August. Maybe talk about our yard signs that we got that we have. And then after that, maybe we get into some 5 minutes of heat.
Yep. So again, Black August, shout out Ruth, Julian, and everybody, you know, the traditions of trying to I guess keep the history alive. It doesn't
right.
mean it's just, oh, I only celebrate Black History Month or Kwanzaa or
Nope.
stuff like that. And Ruth had the best explanation. Is like 2 weeks off that I've ever heard of it.
Yeah.
But that's also why we call it that. And again, there are so many events that are going on, a whole bunch of book bag giveaways and stuff. But I'm going to try and catch us up with some stuff that happened over the week because, unfortunately, again, we won't be here next week. Next week, we'll be making sure you have the right to get out to vote and all
That's
of
right.
that stuff. So we'll be back week after next. Hopefully, I'll be here. I can't remember if there's a game that week, but that's how it's going to run. And I'm going to try and keep you up on what's been going on.
All right, let's go.
So over the weekend, we had the grand opening or reopening of the Truth Art Gallery. Truth Colors Gallery is upstairs, and there's upstairs and downstairs right there at 7 Bancroft. At Plaza, there's a huge one. It used to be IGA and Provost, if you're that old.
Yeah.
But and then there's the hospital on the other side. Then there's that Brown Plaza, and it used to be a whole bunch of things. So YMCA and it was doctor's office. There's still, I think, one building in there now, but now that is the new location of the Truth Art Gallery and the newspaper. So they moved down about 1, 2, I think 3 or 4 blocks from their last location on Adams. They'll be doing events and everything like that. We had musicians out. Shout out Tyreek. Shout out DJ Miss T. Autumn, of course, Nicola for stopping through, all the vendors, all the musicians and bands that came out. It was a beautiful event.
That's right.
I'm sure you can see it on live. Danetta, she came out and showed up, and
she's everywhere.
She's everywhere. She's the social butterfly.
That's right.
So that was a beautiful event. There was the night market that happened down at the Toledo's Farmer Market. We had the special community day with partners at Tatum Park. Shout out to Sonia. Had the kids out there and stuff like that. I always show up after the news. I'm getting good at that now because they would be like, I see you on the news. And I'm like, what channel? And they're like, I don't know. So, I try and come when the cameras ain't there. So I'm still there. It's just, I saw you on the news. And what did you say? I don't remember.
Right.
I watch the news, but I do appreciate it because, again, like Deb was saying, I have a weird no fear complex. And I don't have a filter. The things that come out of my mouth, as long as it's good for the community. You check my post on my page if you can. But a lot of stuff that went on over the weekend. There was the phone party. There was the grand opening of that, Suds-a-Palooza. This week coming up, though, because, again, we won't be here.
That's right.
There are a few events. I believe Brother Washington got some of them loaded up. I'm going to speak on the first one, which is going to be next Saturday. Not this Saturday. This Saturday is the bike ride. Next Saturday at Gunkel Park. I'm gonna let him pull that up for you.
Oh, you talking about the Crave?
No. Hoodstock. We got Hoodstock because we're not back next week.
Oh,
so I'm trying to let people.
Hoodstock.
Yeah, Hoodstock right there. So
don't put that on me. Put that on the tech team.
All right, text lovers though. But Hoodstock is coming up. So if you got kids, they need book bags, school supplies. There's actually several of them going on around the city. I'm highlighting this one because, again, that's one of my boards, one of the many hats that I wear, and want to make sure people are aware. I'm not just doing it on social media. I'm making sure my coworkers know.
That's
anybody that I see that's holding the kid's hand right now, walking down the street, I'm going to pull up on you. Hey, we got free book bags, free kids supplies. There's going to be music, art, vendors, all of that good stuff. So we hope you can show up. That is next Saturday. In between there, there's, of course, the Toledo stuff, which is Jeep Fest. That goes on from August 4th to the 6th. That's this week. And I think that's about it on my list. The August Lifeline dinner is this Saturday. Go do my best to show up. And yeah.
All right. Hey, I wanted to just bring up Black August. This is a celebration of freedom fighters from the past and present. It started within the prison system, and now it's moved outside the prison system. And every month at CSRN, we celebrate all of our heroes and sheroes that gave it all so that we could be here to do what we do. So what do we do at CSRN? We have our pages taken over. For the first week, I think, Jody, CSRN, we're going to take over our whole page and talk about some of the things that make CSRN what it is. And we might even call on some of those that have helped us along the way to get on, create a live and talk about your CSRN experience. The second week, we have Haley Shears in Pretty Protection. She's going to take over our page that second Sunday. The third Sunday, we have Eden Garden, and Sister Yvette Muhammad is going to come on and talk about how to grow your own food, how to grow where you are. And, you know, they say that growing your own food is like printing your own money.
Yep.
Now, that fourth week, we got a toss-up. We'll either reach out to Rob Pasker, who is super busy with the real estate, or we'll reach out to our brother Carter Thomas to talk about mental health and wellness. So either one of those, we'd probably flip a coin, and either brother will show up and take over our page. That's our contribution to Black August. And anybody can do it. Just lift up your brothers and sisters that are still here and that have and some of those who are no longer with us.
That's right.
So we've come
we've come to some areas of things that people need to know about the other book bag events. I believe you had them loaded up and stuff, or a tech team, because we don't want to just, you can only go to this one place. There's events happening all over the city. Right. We do want that. I think that's been the problem within our community is access to resources. Some people don't drive. Some people can't walk. Some people can walk, but they can't walk too far. So it's nice to have something in your neighborhood too. Yes, we all love traveling. We all love going to see different people on different sides of town or out of state and stuff. But it's also great to have something in your area where you're not using resources to get there.
Right. So we're looking at our page of the Back to School Bash.
Yeah. Did that happen already?
No, this is August 12th. Let's see.
That is also August 12th.
If we can have the tech team just share that.
Yeah, it'll be shared on our page. And again, as always, if you're in the community, you're watching the show, or you want to let us know something that we are unaware of, just message us. Let us know. If you want to be a guest on the show, message us. It may take a little bit. We got to see the messages and stuff, but we will respond to you as soon as possible. If you got a video clip you want to put on the show, as you see our commercials and stuff, this is free. This is not, hey, pay us some money because you need to be on our show. This is our community, our our ham radio version, because that's what podcasts are, of reaching the world outside of,
That's right.
I guess the big connected everybody social media stuff.
So this is the Back to School Bash. This is going to be held at 415 East Central. This is going to be Saturday, August 12th, and the event time is 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. So this is worldwide Living Word Ministries, right there, 415 East Central Avenue, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m.
So now you got two places on two different sides of town. Ours is at Gunkel Park. Theirs was at, he took the thing off.
No, we didn't take it. It's still there. It's going to be at 415 East Central.
So there you go. A couple sides of town.
That's right.
And I know there's some more as we find them too, because it is back to school time. And if anything can help alleviate the stress of being a parent, get a free book bag with school supplies, take a moment, let you see kids out in the park, because most of the stuff is outside in parks. So
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. All right. So when it comes to, we're coming down to the point where we have our 5 minutes of heat.
Yep.
What do we have to share today?
And as we all know, it is Election Day. Also, happy August 1st. The famous song, first in the month and all that stuff, which is interesting because I grew up on that stuff. But if you really break it down into poverty, and shout out Bone Thugs and Harmony, I'll actually be seeing them later on this month at a concert in Detroit. But and as we said, we're not going to be here next week because we want you to go vote. We'll be sitting there watching you.
That's right.
You, assisting you, all of that. It's only one issue on the ballot right now. So.
And that's issue 1. We got the signs right here. So if you get out, we got our signs here. Vote no on issue 1.
Yep. And of course, you can still early vote up until Election Day. So if you want to avoid the lines, you feel you may not get off because, it is during the week.
That's right.
So you got this weekend to show up to go early vote. It is on Sylvania. If you look it up at the Board of Elections. I think Google Maps is
Yeah.
still taking you to the dog kennel, but that's
Yeah.
okay. They're going to get it together. It's only been like 2 election cycles.
That's right.
All right. So in response to that, this is a piece out of, the latest book that I just did, which turns 1 year
That's what's
next
up.
month, the Childhood Trauma Series, about a month before the war in Ukraine. I wrote something based upon, politics and they live and all that stuff that I see in the world that's like obey. And it's odd because after I wrote that, a month later, it happened in, of course, Ukraine. So this piece is called Trust Us. And I actually read this for Black History Month in City Council chambers. Anybody want to go look at that video? Let's begin. Peace. Trust us. When you are too sick to fight, too scared to run, and misinformed to the point where you don't trust anyone, they will come for you. They will come for your ability to travel. They will come for your ability to feed your family. They will come for your ability to shelter your family. They will come for your ability to educate your family. They will come for your ability to provide, yes, provide for your family. When you are too sick to fight, too scared to run, and misinformed to the point where you don't trust anyone, we will incentivize you. We will use your religious beliefs against you. We will offer you, yes, offer you freedom. We will confuse you with choice. We will give you everything that delays you from independent thought. When you are too sick to fight, too scared to run, and misinformed to the point where you don't trust anyone, you will do anything, yes, anything we tell you to. You will march, protest, and divide yourselves amongst your strength. You will fight over everything we tell you to. You will do the ostracizing and identifying for us. You will obey. You will not question. When you are too sick to fight, too scared to run, and misinformed to the point where you don't trust anyone, give us everything, yes, everything we ask for. Give us your identity to sell to our designer products. Give us more time than you have to spend with family or yourself. Give us your fear, hate, love, dreams, and we will create, yes, create a lifestyle you will never want to leave. Give us your pain, sorrow, anguish, loneliness, and nightmare-filled drenched tears so we can create a world where you're the victim in every scenario. Give us your hope when you are too sick to fight, too scared to run, and misinformed to the point where you don't trust anyone. Trust us, and we will give you everything we feel you deserve. They will come for you. And as long as you trust us, giving us everything, yes, everything we ask for, we will offer you anything you want. In peace.
All right, and as always, we snap our fingers. Hey, listen, Jody, before we close out, just wanted to remind everyone, if you would, come on, tech team, get me together. All right. If you like what we do, you can support us via Cash App or PayPal. That's CSRN 419 or # CSRN 419. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Still trying to get up to 100 subscribers. I know that doesn't sound like much, but right now we're working it out, Jody. Hey, we do have our Black Lives Matter signs. We do have our defund the police signs, and soon you should be able to find our CSRN signs out there.
Yep.
All right. And as always, all lives can't matter until what?
Black Lives Matter.
And Black lives can't matter until?
All Black Lives Matter.
Justice or else.
Yeah.
Peace.